Hello, my name is Derek Cross. I am a student at Colorado State University Global Campus within the MGT 571 Strategic Product Innovation course. This presentation contains information about the high-level concepts covered throughout the course, as well as an overview of the innovation process for a real-world scenario. We will begin with an introduction of the course concepts presented over the last few weeks. These concepts include gaining insights, discovering the problem to be solved, the 4 categories of prototypes, how to validate the business model, pivoting a solution, and supporting innovation across an organization. Next, we will discuss the innovation process through the lens of a real-world concept in development. Let's begin by discussing the core concepts of the course. First, let's discuss gaining insights. Insights help innovators to better understand a problem. This understanding typically occurs in uncertain environments and is an iterative cycle. Innovation is a process used to devise a concept that satisfies the unmet needs of potential customers. It consists of phases and gates in a formalized process known as the innovator's method. Innovation skills are used to generate these insights that can be refined into product or service concepts. The first of these skills is questioning, or actively challenging the status quo to understand the scope of the problem. The next skill is observing, or noticing the world around to gain insight into new ways of doing things. The next skill is networking, or interacting with others to seek diverse ideas and gain new perspectives. The next skill is experimenting, or testing new ideas and seeking new experience to generate new insight. Finally, the last skill is associating, or finding connections between 2 ideas that are seemingly unrelated at first glance. These innovation skills give innovators a new perspective, which leads to generating new insights. Next, we'll discuss how innovators discover the customer problem, or the job to be done. This is the objective to be completed, or the process change to be made. To help identify the job to be done, business objectives can be reframed with the customer as a central focus. In this way, we discover that there are 3 main components of the job to be done. The first component is the functional job, which describes what the product does for the customer. The second component is the social job, which details how customers appear to others while utilizing the product. The final component is the emotional job, which describes how the customers themselves feel while using the product. These 3 components must be considered holistically when determining the job to be done. To learn more in detail about these components, innovators can utilize customer discovery methods that reliably generate insight, such as one-on-one interviews or ethnographic observations. Once a concept has been defined, innovators can use prototyping to quickly and cheaply visualize, test, and evaluate their potential solution. There are 4 stages of prototyping, the first of which is a theoretical prototype. Here, the innovator simply provides rough sketches to build a narrative and drive conversation with potential users. Next, a virtual prototype can be developed that includes digital renders or simulations to deliver something that customers can interact with. Next, the innovator builds a minimum viable product, or MVP. This is a rough but functional version of the product that is focused on aspects that provide immediate customer value. This prototype can be used by customers, and innovators can use these interactions to refine their understanding of the job to be done. The final stage of prototyping is known as the minimum awesome product, or MAP. This iteration is advanced enough to potentially act as the initial product offering, but still prioritizes a fast and cost-effective delivery. The MAP can be used to discuss other features that may add value for customers. An organization's business model describes how an organization creates value, delivers value, and captures additional value from their customers and users. It addresses customer segments, relationships, and channels by describing which customers are being served, the type of relationship that is expected, and how those potential customers are reached. It also describes the key partnerships and resources required by the organization, such as important suppliers or vendors and their contributions, as well as how the value proposition is delivered. Additionally, the business model describes the organization's cost structures and revenue streams, such as which major expenses must be considered and how the solution generates income. Finally, the business model clearly defines the value proposition of the solution. This is an expression of the value provided to customers and how that value is delivered. It is commonly expressed as a statement, such as, "We help X do Y by doing Z." However, not all business models and solutions are viable. After all, innovation is an uncertain process. While the solution may not be ideal for its original purpose, it could potentially be used elsewhere. Organizations can choose to pivot or commit to a structured course correction designed to test a new hypothesis about the product, strategy, or engine of growth. A pivot can determine if a product has the right product-market fit to be sustainable in the long term. The product, such as the UX, feature set, or entire value proposition, may need to be modified. In the same way, the market, such as the target customer segment or the underserved needs, may need reconsideration. With so many variables at play, it is rare for solutions to find their ideal product-market fit after a single iteration of the innovation process. To optimize the innovation process, innovators must find support across the organization. Innovation is part of the larger organizational culture. Katamartsopoulos writes that innovative culture is essentially a way of thinking and behaving, a philosophy and procedure at the same time, that generates, develops, and establishes values and attitudes. Activities that innovators can use to grow the innovation culture include lunch and learn groups focused on innovation topics, finding internal supporters of innovation across the organization, and leveraging their external professional network to gain new perspectives and insights. Developing an innovative culture is a journey from high uncertainty to low uncertainty and requires support from all levels of the organization to be successful. Next, let's discuss a real-world application of the innovation process. As the world economy becomes increasingly globalized, competition increases at every level of the market. Manufacturers must operate their expensive capital equipment at optimum efficiency levels in order to stay competitive and make a profit. The standard metric for this measurement is Overall Equipment Effectiveness, or OEE, which provides an enlarged view of equipment life through the influences of availability, productivity, and quality. OEE is most effectively analyzed in real time to make data-driven decisions about the manufacturing floor. However, implementing a real-time OEE analytics system is incredibly resource-intensive. Large manufacturers already benefit from economies of scale, so small manufacturers that do not have the necessary resources fall further behind as the competitive gap increases. Implementing a real-time OEE solution is resource-intensive in 3 ways. It is expensive and time-consuming to do, requires a deeply technical knowledge base, and consumes resources from all across the organization. There are many OEE monitoring platforms available, but the vast majority of these solutions require custom development and programming work. Small manufacturers would need to either hire programmers to work in-house or pay large service fees to an integration firm to do the work. With this in mind, most small businesses do not have the necessary resources to implement a custom solution. This means that they remain reactive to their manufacturing floor instead of becoming proactive, and the organization becomes less competitive over time as a result. According to Hookings, one of the biggest challenges in modern manufacturing is data availability and ease of access, especially for small businesses. In this case, the functional job to be done is to develop a real-time OEE monitoring solution that requires no programming or engineering resources to configure, has an easy plug-and-play deployment, and clearly presents the OEE data in a dashboard format. The social job to be done of the solution is to make users appear dedicated to innovation and responsible for efficiency increases. The emotional job to be done of this solution is to make users feel more confident in their decisions by providing the data needed to support them, as well as decreasing the sense of uncertainty and stress felt by the manufacturing floor. This solution is known as the OEE Black Box. As a reminder, the MVP is intended to demonstrate immediate value to potential customers. It is meant to be completed quickly and cheaply to preserve resources in case the job to be done changes or customer needs evolve over time. The OEE Black Box MVP would include 3 core features: real-time OEE analytics, plug-and-play configuration, and a simple metrics dashboard for displaying the collected data. This feature set demonstrates immediate value to customers, as well as the future potential in the product. However, customers still have room to provide feedback and suggest other features that add value to the product. When advancing to the MAP, the concept becomes a more fully formed solution than the MVP. At this point in development, it may be the initial product version offered to customers as a way to quickly generate more feedback. The OEE Black Box MAP would expand the feature set to include integration with SQL databases and MES or ERP software, automatic SMS and email alerts, and offline reporting tools such as PDFs and Excel spreadsheets. These new features add value for most customers, but are not critical to the basic functional job to be done. This creates avenues for deeper discussions with customers, which in turn can generate actionable insights for the product. Communicating with and attracting customers is a critical function in preserving an organization. To attract customers to the OEE Black Box solution, the organization will use a mix of direct sales and an integration partner network. Direct sales help develop close and personal connections with each customer. This relationship enables a deeper understanding of our target customer segment and other potential job to be done that may exist. A partnership with integration firms allows the product to reach a wider audience than can be served by direct sales alone, but will require a hands-on training session with each integrator to ensure that all customers receive a uniformly positive experience. Trust will grow with time and experience, enabling the OEE Black Box to be utilized by a wide network of small manufacturing businesses. The business model canvas for the OEE Black Box describes how the solution creates value, delivers value, and captures additional value from the targeted customers. It addresses customer segments, relationships, and channels by describing the small manufacturing customer segment, the close and personal relationships desired, and the direct sales and partner channels used to reach them. It also describes the key partnerships and resources required by the organization, such as automation suppliers and local UL 508A control panel manufacturers, as well as how the value proposition is delivered. Additionally, the business model describes the organization's cost structures and revenue streams, such as asset acquisition and software development costs that must be considered, and how the solution generates income via asset sales and recurring subscription fees. Finally, the business model clearly defines the value proposition of the solution. This is an expression of the value provided to customers and how that value is delivered. For the OEE Black Box, the value proposition can be expressed with the statement, "We help small manufacturers optimize their operations by simplifying real-time OEE data from their production floor, enabling manufacturers of every size to make data-driven decisions." The OEE Black Box is not limited to contributing to domestic manufacturing, as small manufacturers in the target customer segment exist all around the world. When seeking to expand to international operations, it is imperative to focus on partners dedicated to innovation and continuous improvement efforts. The OEE Black Box would require additional features to be successful abroad. First, the solution would need to support translation to multiple languages to ensure the analytics dashboard is still effectively communicating with users regardless of geographic location. Next, the control panel would need additional safety certifications from the UL equivalent body in the area, such as the CE certification mark. Finally, the SQL database connections would need to be made compliant with any country-specific regulations that may apply differently than those that exist domestically. Expanding to international markets provides further opportunities to gain insights and develop new jobs to be done. It enables the innovation team to iterate on a wider set of successful product features and add new features to domestic product based on feedback from international customers in an innovation feedback loop. I hope you found this presentation and real-world example to be a useful illustration of strategic product innovation. The cited references will follow shortly. Thank you for listening and have a great day.